Nearly 2 years after it last heard a religious freedom case, the U.S. Supreme Court turned its attention to the First Amendment's religion clauses involving Catholic Charities and whether it can have a tax exemption. Catholic Charities contends that it is entitled to these exemptions because it's a charitable organization that carries out a religious mission. But attorneys representing Wisconsin's Labor Commission disagree. Capitol Hill correspondent Erik Rosales has more on today's oral argument. Erik?
Good evening, Monse. This case has worked its way through Wisconsin's judicial system over the past 9 years. The latest decision from the Wisconsin Supreme Court found Catholic Charities does not, quote, operate primarily for religious purposes, so it cannot be tax exempt. But today's attorneys for Catholic Charities told the justices Wisconsin's denial violates religious freedoms protected by the First Amendment and claim the case isn't that complicated.
It's important for religious bodies to be able to follow their faith while still participating in the public square and helping those who are most in need. So to penalize Catholic Charities because it serves all people in need, whether they're Catholic or not, is a real problem.
Wisconsin is punishing Catholic Charities Bureau for following the example of Christian love. We do not help the needy because they are Catholic. We help them because we are Catholic.
The Trump administration backs this Catholic Charities religious liberty case. During oral argument, a U.S. Justice Department attorney and others argued motivation is key.
Catholic Charities Bureau is motivated by a religious purpose. The question is just whether that is so outweighed by the nature of their activities here that they can't be considered to be their principal purpose, that that's not why they're being operated.
Even Obama appointee Justice Elena Kagan questioned Wisconsin's arguments.
But it might be a matter of religious doctrine that we don't require people to say the Lord's Prayer with us before we give them soup. But I thought it was pretty fundamental that we don't treat some religions better than other religions, and we certainly don't do it based on the content of the religious doctrine that those religions preach.
Wisconsin's Justice Department attorney claims allowing religious tax exemptions would open Pandora's box and hurt workers.
It would leave potentially over 1 million employees nationwide without unemployment coverage, like nurses and janitors at religiously affiliated hospitals, even though the state could virtually always determine their benefit eligibility without confronting religious doctrine.
This appeal is one of 3 religious right cases the Supreme Court will hear in the next few weeks. Another will determine whether Oklahoma can create the nation's first religious charter school. And another case is a challenge from parents who want their elementary school children excused from classes when books with LGBTQ+ characters are used in them. Outside the U.S. Supreme Court, Erik Rosales, EWTN News Nightly.